Yo, what's up? Hit that fucking like button, Frankie Diamonds TV as always. Lekeith, what's this nigga name? Lekeith Stanfield called out several black media outlets yesterday on Instagram, and what he was basically saying is how these black media outlets work with white supremacy and how they promote a bunch of nonsense and negativity and they don't really be talking about shit, which is obvious. I stand by what he was saying. This is just one of those cases where he said the right thing, but he's just not the right person to say it. He ain't qualified. And I know you shouldn't be judged from your past. You should be judged based off your present. But in reality, you are judged from your past. I don't care if you've been clean for 10 years. If you got a fucking record, try running for president. You know what I'm saying? They'll bring it up. So Charlamagne got upset and he goes on the Breakfast Club and he gave him a lashing. And he brought up all of his old shit. He brought up some of his ignorant clips from his last interview when he was up there, how he was attracted to dogs because of the Doggy Style album cover with Snoop. He brought up the fact that when he goes on red carpets, he ignores black media. He brought up the fact that he was licking his feet and toes in an interview a few years ago. He brought up the fact that he brought Jimmy Kimmel roses when he went to his show. So he's just not the right guy to say what he said. But someone eventually, I would love to see someone like Antonio Moore, a very intellectual brother who knows his shit, to go up there and put his foot up their ass. Because, like I say, they had Byron Allen up there a few weeks ago, and I refused to watch the interview because I knew they were going to make a mockery of it and be clowning around and making jokes. I mean, I don't know, maybe because they think because Byron Allen's a comedian. He's probably the most wealthiest black man in America right now, and he's got an issue where he's suing Comcast, and these motherfuckers is joking around and playing, him and Envy, Charlamagne and Envy. I'm like, it's a time and a place for that. Like they didn't even, from what I've heard, they didn't even really do their research. They didn't even know what the whole thing was, what it was about. Like, how unprofessional as a journalist slash radio DJ are you, where you don't even do your research when a guest comes up there like that? A very important guest. This ain't no young rapper you talking to. This is a fucking entrepreneur. You know what I mean? This man probably got more money than all of y'all bosses. Because trust me, y'all work for Jews just like a lot of these other people do. Now, as far as Charlamagne, as far as bleaching his skin, working with Andrew Schultz, the undercover racist, he's got a lot of coonery acts he's done too. So, it's called a spade a spade. If you're going to call Lakeith out on his coonery, niggas could talk about your coonery all day. You put out a book called Black Privilege, knowing damn well, look, I love being black. I have pride in being black, but there's no privilege in being black. The only thing we get to do is say the N word with no fucking remorse, no consequences. Show me where there's a black privilege, because who are the most incarcerated? Who's the least Who's the least employed? Who's the most shot down? You know what I mean? What is this black privilege you have? I get it. You worth a couple $1,000,000. You might feel like you have privilege, but the most of us, we don't. So keep it real. You named your book Black Privilege because you knew that title was shock value. And as a shock jock, your job is to shock people and get people to say, oh, let me see what this is. And you got a number one seller out of it. But you damn sure ain't Marcus Garvey. You know what I mean? You ain't Malcolm X. So like I say, this guy, Lakeith, he said what was true. Because these media outlets that we have are fucking, they jokes. All they do is brag about celebrity gossip and nonsense. They don't teach you anything. I try to learn something new every day. I go to bed every night smarter than I was the night before. These motherfuckers is gonna tell you about who cheating on who sleeping with who wore what at the red carpet. We don't have a BNN or CNN. We don't have that. So we got to get our real news from white media outlets because the black media outlets just talk about gossip, celebrity shit. Like, Shade Room a few weeks ago broke a story about Yo Gotti cheating on Kalani or some shit like that. And T.I. wrote in the comment section, this is news because, you know what I mean? Like, y'all be on some jokey shit. So like I say, this brother was telling the truth. He just ain't the right person to do it. He's been typecast, unfortunately, no matter what he does. Atlanta, he could do fucking Star Wars. He's always going to be known as the guy who was in a sunken place on Get Out. That's gonna be his fucking memory for everybody for the rest of his life. He's never gonna be able to outplay that role. And but that still doesn't take anything away from what he said. It's just based off his past. he's done a lot of questionable fuck shit. So he wasn't the right person to say it, but I would love to see someone go up there who really stand on their shit, that know their shit, to shut that shit down. Because, you know, and in a verbally, in a professional verbal way, like verbally assassinate these niggas. Because Beanie Siegel went up there on some tough guy shit, knowing it was security in the room. No one was gonna get touched. Birdman went up there on his, you know, are we finished or we done shit. Monique came up there, but she didn't verbally really get at them. She kind of sunned Charlamagne and treated him like he was her child, and she called him a coon, but I don't think he really learned his lesson. It's easy to talk to someone who's been blackballed from the industry that has no power. She can't do anything to him. Now, look at the way they interviewed Dame Dash, someone who's black, who used to have power in the hip-hop business, who was blackballed. They talked to him like he was some washed up nigga. But look at how they treated Lyor Cohen. They rolled out the red carpet for Lyor. They treated Lyor like he was a god. And Lyor, while he's had a lot of history in hip hop and Def Jam, he's also fucked a lot of people over. And because Lyor's a Jew and he's got a lot of power and he could get them fired with the snap of his finger, oh, they walked on pins and needles when they talked to him. It was really hard to watch. It was like watching three kids trying to talk to their grandfather. You know, so you could really call a spade a spade. They do a lot of cooning up there too. So, like I say, Lakeith, you know, stay on your shit. You know, stay off the weirdo shit. And you know, he got a point though. So I'm just glad somebody finally calling it how they see it. Of course, these niggas gonna get upset because they don't want motherfuckers to know, you know, what it really is. And this Lekeith Stanfield nigga, young as fuck. This nigga only 28. Damn, he 1 year younger than me. So, but what y'all think about this shit, man? Because I've been saying this for a minute. There's a bunch of clowns in black media. We need our own shit. But I'm out, man. I'm not about to dwell on this shit too much. Let me know what y'all think. Hit that subscribe button if you ain't already subscribed. I'm out.